Okay, so right now I am going to be doing a trade recap on today's trade. Only took one trade, resulted in a very nice lesson, but obviously there are always some things to improve when it comes to the markets. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So I took this trade off of NASDAQ. So we go ahead and scroll up to the daily time frame. We do see that the previous day did close bullish. So we already saw price put in a bottom wick and we're looking for a continuation in upside. Now before 7 o'clock open, I did see that price did close a type 2 bullish on this 4 hour. And I'm very aware that price is in an overall downtrend, but seeing price take these highs after the 7 o'clock close was a good indication for me that there could be potential continuation after price puts in a bottom wick for a move down. And same for the 1 hour, we had a nice closure over these previous highs that sellers did defend. So looking for an initial pullback for a continuation upside. 30-minute also had a type 2 bullish close, closing beyond a level. And a level for me is categorized as a previous open close. And yeah. And so just coming into the market, I did have sort of a bullish bias going on throughout the day. We do have medium time frame currently trending bullish. We have this little area of interest right here that I was kind of paying attention to see if price would pull back and continue higher. And I also, yeah, medium time frame looking bullish. 4 hour, this move up is also looking bullish. Higher time frame is looking bullish. Also, we were kind of like due for a pullback after such a huge move to the downside. We also put in a doubled bottom at this area of interest after, and we also took out these highs after forming these two lows. So my initial bias for the day was looking bullish. Now, as the market did progress, we did see price attempting to break higher, but failed to take out these highs. So here we have a low, low, high, higher, low, higher, high. Here's a higher low, lower high, lower low, give or take, kind of like equal lows and equal highs. So we're kind of ranging now within the intraday trend. And I think my mistake on this trade was that I wasn't paying attention really too much to the most recent market structure. I think my bias overall was developed very well in a sense, but if I take a look at the price action between 7 and 8 o'clock, we were kind of seeing some weakness. We failed to attempt to break any of these highs. We did return back to this area of interest of mine where I was potentially looking for longs, and we did get a nice type 3 shift. Price had broken these lows, made a lower high, broke the low, took out these lows as well, and then immediately pushed up higher, pushed up bullish, and in which this is the type 3 shift that I was looking to play off of. We also had a nice break. We also had a nice follow through right here where price did create an imbalance, if you would like to say. And now my overall now, so I focus more on utilizing top up analysis. So what I like to see first is for my entry model to take place, which we do have it here. And now I'd like to see how the higher time frames close. Right. So at this point in time, I was just waiting for the 5 minute candle to close, in which we did get a closure here. Now I'm looking for, now this for me would be a 15-minute type 1 bullish. So what that means is I am now looking for the first half of this 15-minute candle to pull back into this general area of interest, in which I did place a limit order to potentially take buys. We also have the previous 5 minute candle closing bullish as well. And then the 30, yeah. All right, I'm back. So, like I was saying, first top of analysis, right? That's where I left off. Yeah, so we got the entry model, broke these highs. Was looking for a pullback on an entry. We got a previous 15-minute type one bullish, creating a key level right here. We also have a 5-minute previous candle close bullish as well. We do have the 30-minute candle currently closing against us. So we did have that working against our favor. And we also have this kind of little mini downtrend, intraday downtrend within this range kind of working against us as well. Although we did break above these highs, this would be the more prominent high, if that makes sense. So this is more of like an internal lower high within this range. And so I was looking for a pullback. We do also have the previous hourly candle close. And if we take a look, I took this trade within the second half of the hourly, so I was in having the anticipation of this new 1 hour candle or this current 1 hour candle flipping bullish because usually when you pay attention to candle behavior, the first half of any candle will always make the opposite move to create that bottom wick or upper wick before flipping to continue up. So that was a theory. And then we also had the 4 hour previous close type two as well, looking for that to potentially flip as well. And so when I get in, I had a nice limit order. I got in right here at this entry, got me in at a very nice fill, and I was up about 100 ticks before it started reversing, right? We had a nice move, but it just seemed like this intraday trend was what was working in our favor. Um, yeah, and we just end up getting run to our stops, and that's the trade. So overall, I think this was a very solid trade. I followed my plan. I had all the confirmations I needed to get into this trade. I think that the 5 minute, something I should have paid attention a little more, bit more, was just paying attention to the 5 minute market structure. Taking a look at this doesn't look too bullish, if I do say so myself. Right? You're trading within this range right here. Trading within this range. We did have an entry below this range. And maybe I'm just being nitpicky and trying to figure out what I did wrong, even though my execution was on point and my thesis was a solid thesis. Maybe it's just because that the analysis was wrong that I'm trying to figure out what's wrong and why it didn't work out, but there's always something to learn. So I think that the reason why it didn't work out was just taking a look at the 5 minute. There's a lot of weakness. We had very nice bullish candle closures. However, there was just lack of follow through at these highs. So I think after seeing that third rejection and not really seeing any conviction to move higher, should have been a good sign that we're kind of having a decent reaction out of this higher time frame area of interest. And remember, this overall time frame is the overall trend is still bearish. So yeah, that could have just been the reason that it played against us. But taking a look, price does eventually move up to my target. So maybe I did have the right thesis, just wrong timing. And if I'm being honest, after just because this is my first time reviewing this trade, I think that this was a very good trade on my behalf. I waited for all of my entry signals. I waited for my confirmations. I waited for the entry model. I didn't force any setups, and this is definitely a trade that I would gladly journal. So that being said, that's going to be the end of the recap. It's a very quick recap, nothing too special, but I look forward to doing more of these just to be able to explain my thought process and to also be able to develop more self-awareness as to where I could improve on and what I am doing well on. To be able to congratulate myself on the good habits that I haven't been developing, but also to bring awareness to some of the things I miss and to make sure I implement them into the next trading day. Other than that, that's going to be the trading review, and I'll see you guys next time.